We love mineral water. We love mineral water.
Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. In fact, I need a diet. No, in fact, I'm just too light, and I ain't got the biggest rest of this that I read on the list. This is. I got hair in your fist, but I don't walk around like this. I wear a big baggy t-shirt that has some nasty shit. Never had my nails done, busted down until the 9 months. Oh, nah, I guess I'm bummed now, I don't really give a. I miss my shepherd's high, like I'm a high-made stick missing a diamond. I miss my clippers, and now I bow down to your royal highness. No, I don't have a dog, he had a hamster die, cause I ignored. Go on, man, go on, report me. I'm a bear kid, trying to bore me. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then I'm a funky little monkey with the tiniest stick. I don't like drinking fancy champagne, I'll stick with Heineken beers. My burp in your face, a little ladylike. What can I say? Well, oh gosh, I'm not passionate. We're out flux, I know what I'm doing, yeah. So everybody's entitled to opinions. I've opened my mouth, shit, I got bitten. I'm the little kid, making niggas get sick. No jiggles when you spit. No, I do have some stories. It's true, I want the glory. Go on, man, go on, support me. I'm American, trying to deport me. Love me or hate me, it's an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then fuck you.
Let me get the little.
Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then I can't dance and I really can't sing. Yeah, I can only do one thing and that's be Jedi. So I can't dance and I really can't sing. Yeah, I can only do one thing and that's be Jedi. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then
We love mineral water. We love mineral water.
Okay.
Well, somewhere I can do that. Thank you. If you hate me, then you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then
It's pretty easy.
I need a diet. No, in fact, I'm just too light, and I ain't got the biggest breast. This is the I read on the list. This is. I got hair in your fist, but I don't walk around like this. I wear a big baggy t-shirt that has some nasty shit. Never had my nails done, busted down until the 9 months. Oh, nah, I guess I'm bummed now, I don't really give a. I miss my shepherd's high, like I'm a high-made stick missing a diamond. I miss my clippers, and now I bow down to your royal highness. No, I don't have.
I don't know if I'm live. I don't know if I'm live. Okay, I'm live. I was waiting. I was like, I'm probably live, but I don't know if I'm live. Okay, I'm live. Say what? I was waiting. I was like, I'm probably live, but if I start talking before I'm live, then yeah, but then it come in like mid-sentence. But if I start talking before I'm live, then when they hello everyone, happy Thursday. It is really hot out here. So I already did my push-ups inside because it's too hot. So I'm gonna do some quick nunchucks, and I'm gonna try to sit in the chair for a second out here, just because I want to be outside, but it is hot. Okay, so I'm gonna do some nunchucks. All right. So this is day 9, I believe it is, no alcohol. It was last Tuesday. Day 9, I believe. So last Tuesday I was in New York, and like, oh, the thing's wrong. It's not 12 days. Or should that wrong? 14 days to New York, if you guys saw the title thing. He messed that up. I think not 12. Not yet. 14. Almost 12. I'll be in New York for 12 days. That's why he got confused. Alright, so can't do too much out here because it is smoldering hot. It's today. It is not like yesterday. Yesterday we had a nice cloud cover. It was much cooler. It is not cool today. It is hot. But I'm trying to do these every day. So if I do it on live, and I've been doing my push-ups every day, even if I haven't done those on live, but I don't tend to come out here. I would if it was cooler. We used to when it was so hot. During summer, it's like, I'm gonna go out there unless I have to. I need to come out here tanning. I haven't really felt like getting a bikini. Cause like, it's not that I think I'm fat at any level, but I'm just not the bikini level ready I usually am. So I'm just like a little more self-conscious. Cause when I drink alcohol, put my weight in different spots than you want it to be in. It's not that like, even like, I mean, I did gain like 10 pounds, but it's more like where the weight went I'm not happy with. Not the 10 pounds. It is like where the 10 pounds went. Because when you're healthy, weight goes in good spots. And when you're unhealthy, it goes in bad spots. So, it's like it irritates when I'm unhealthy. Because then my body starts looking weird. Anyway, I'm trying to get myself in shape for the next 14 days, not 12 days. 14 days till the next one. And not in like total shape. I'm not like going to the gym. I could do that. That's not necessary. One thing, I'm not that out of shape where I feel like I need to like go to the gym. It's more just like, just get kind of like a little bit fit. I'm trying to win Miss Fitness America or something like that. That's what people say. Oh gosh, okay. Taylor Swift just came on. It's Shake It Off. I haven't heard that song in forever. So funny. I just have it on a shuffle. Not my songs, not my likes. That's not one of my likes. I do like some Taylor Swift songs, but not really that one. But I had it on one of those like playlist things. You guys remember Shake It Off? I remember that came out. It was like, what, like 2014 or something like that? What about that? Maybe later. Long time ago. It doesn't feel like that long ago, but that's like when me and Rich got married. It's crazy. It was like 11 years ago. Crazy. We got married January 1st, 2014. Okay, that's enough. It's too hot. It's too hot, too hot, too hot. Sucks because it wasn't so hot I could do this for much longer. Let me see if I can sit in a chair. I need a towel though. Let me see. It's probably gonna be too hot. I'm gonna try to sit in the shade right here with my umbrella. So let's see if this will work. But it is probably just too hot out here, guys. Woo! Hot tamales. But it just like looks prettier outside than inside, you know? It's kind of like, yes, that'd be awesome. Oh, you heard me. And let's see if I can make this work. So, oh, thank you. Oh, Richard got me the cutest new leopard dress. Some really nice new panties. A couple of other things are coming. He had to tell me because everybody was freaking out about it. It was going to be a surprise. Oh, with the little leopard dress already came out. I love it. So cute. It's going to be great. Hold on. I'm going to turn the other way, but I think it looks a little better if you turn the chair this side and like front on. There we go. I think that's why the hosts do that, so that you're not like sitting there with like your crotch open towards the guests. You know how you always have the host like one's turned one way, one's now I realize because you don't want to be like front on when people are watching you. Oh, I gotta try to make sure this blocks a little bit. It came down too much. Be a good umbrella. It's actually, it's fairly handy actually. Like it just, if the sun would just not move any further up, just stay where you are. Much further, I'm not gonna be able to block it. Okay. It's hot today, you guys. This is not one of those cool Vegas summer days. This is one of those hot Vegas summer days. I don't know what the temperature is. Here, I get close to this. If I move too far out, then the sun's just right in. So I'm trying to block the sun with this thing, but it kind of keeps falling down. Stay put. There we go. Very nice. I do want to be outside just because you don't get outside much in Vegas unless you're Annette. Annette walks forever. She'll walk forever in the sun. We're like, it's so hot, Annette. But most people don't want to be out much in Vegas during the summer. And it kind of sucks because, you have this wonderful sun and people come from all over to see it. But when you live here, you're like, get it away from me. Which I hate that because I don't want to not appreciate the sun because I've lived in places that don't have sun. And that sucks even more. So I'll take the sun kind of blinding your eyes and, I was going to say you had to put that guy, I'll try to stay out here as long as I can, but you got to keep an eye on if that overheats. Oof. I'm already sweating, so it won't be too long. I'm already sweating. But it is a warm day in Las Vegas. So I took a shower, but I'll have to take another shower after being out here. So I already ate breakfast. I ate breakfast around I don't know, what time is it now? It's been around 7. And everyone was sleeping, so I made my own little beef nibblers. I've been sticking with my diet. I'm so proud of myself. It's hard. I'll tell you about it in a second. But we still had 2 pounds, so Richard is now making his breakfast and breakfast for the ladies. But I already ate, so that was great. So they'll go shopping a little later. But I've stuck with my diet of doing the protein, the beef. Richard got some turkey yesterday, which was really good. I had some turkey. That was actually really good. I enjoyed that. But I'm just doing the protein, And that is, I don't know how many days that's been, but I know it was the day that I keep asking Rich, what day did I go shopping? But I believe might be day 5 of the all protein. But it was one day I made a mistake. And it was the day I went shopping. It was sometime last week. And I was like, I can go shopping, no problem. And I went shopping, no problem, and I didn't, buy anything. But then by the end of the day, just being around the food that much, that was the day I caved in. I was like, I think it does make a difference, having to go to the store every day. So it's nice, Richard and Annette going, honestly. I mean, it's not that I can go to the store and I can, I can do my diet going to a grocery store. I'm not that weak. It's just helpful to not have to, why tempt yourself? Because I saw that one day it was harder and I struggled that day. But now I think I'm in ketosis now, so it's getting much easier. I woke up this morning feeling really good and I ate my 1 pound and I did it without oil too. I've been cooking mine without the oil, which helps. I think all that oil really sags me now where I'm just really lethargic all day. It's too much. It's too much fat because beef already has quite a bit of fat. So if you add a bunch of oil, cooking oil, olive oil or something, it can be a lot in the morning. So I don't know what I'm going to do in New York as far as diet. Oh, and I'm 9 days, no alcohol. But I do go to New York in 14 days. The thing is wrong where it says 12. It's actually 14 today. I go September 4th, and I have all my reservations for my hotels. I'm going to be changing hotels quite a few times, but that's okay. I don't mind that. But it's new hotels, so I'm a little bit nervous. Each reservation is a new hotel, and it's exciting to go to new hotels, but it's also am I going to like it? Is it, is there going to be any issues in the sense? Some hotels are just weird. Some hotels just have weird things but I'm excited to go to all new places, which I usually do go to all new places, but, I've been so many times that I'm starting to get to know which ones are good and which ones are not. So some I probably wouldn't go back to. So that's why I get a little nervous because I've had pretty good experiences, but there's been a handful of hotels that were just kind of man, I'm not going to go back to that one. So I'm hoping these reservations are all good hotels. You look on the photos, and but you never know till you get there. That's why I kind of do like going to new hotels, though, because it is kind of fun to get to learn. I do know quite a few hotels because we lived there for a year, in the hotels. Not a full year in the hotels, but we were there for 6 weeks in a condo, and then we were there a couple weeks short of a year, so minus that. So about 11 months, 10 or 11 months in hotels. So we tried a lot of the different hotels, But I'm still staying in a lot of new ones that we had never stayed in. So there are a lot of hotels in New York and Manhattan. And it really depends on the week and the month of like some are, it's not like some are like really expensive and some are more affordable, but some are, their rates fluctuate. So like sometimes it could be insanely way too expensive for you, and the next time you go, that hotel could be affordable. So it's not even necessarily like a rate thing. It's kind of just a timing thing. So I'm excited for the ones I'm going out, but like it's always a little nerve-wracking because like, oh, is it gonna, like, what was it, not this time but the time before I arrived in, they put me like on the second floor of this hotel, and I felt like I was in a closet and in a basement. I felt like I was like in a closet in a basement, and because there was you couldn't see out. All you saw was like a wall on both sides. You had 2 windows, but all you saw was walls. So I asked if I could move, which I hate being like a burden. But then they moved me to the 8th floor, and that was nice. And then that was the one they moved me to the penthouse. So that all worked out. But yeah, it was awkward. Like that first, I think it was like 2 days I was in that room, and I just was like, this is not great. And I don't like to complain, but I was talking to Rich on the phone, and he's like, you better go upstairs. Or downstairs, I guess. It felt like I was upstairs. It felt like I was in the basement. I was on the 2nd floor, but it was like where there's all these buildings around, so like you feel like you're in a basement because you're not seeing like light. You're only seeing like right next to other walls. And is it too hot?
Yeah, it's too hot.
Okay, let's go. It's hot today. Oof. Man, you guys, it's a scorcher.
Yeah, it's really hot already.
It's gonna be a hot day. Good God. How much stuff did I bring in here? What's going on here? Can you take this and this? I'll toss it behind you. Ugh. Okay, that was hot out there. Oof. I'm sweating. Oh, the Mets game, what a flop that was yesterday. I had a bet for a Nimmo home run, and he left the game. That was fabulous. Fabulously wrong bet. That's right, can't win every day.
Amanda and Joe Mama are here.
Oh, hey, Amanda Band, hey, Joe Mama. How y'all doing? Okay, I gotta change this music. There's a reason why I put it on my likes, because I just can't with some of this music. Oof. Oh, thank you. I mean, half the time I don't like my own music, but that I already picked that I liked. But like, what is this crap? Oh, I must have liked this simply. Okay, here we go. Yeah, my little perch here. So I've been sharing my blankets, and that was a big deal. I actually tried to give Gloria the leopard one, but then she didn't want it. But Richard has been, there's my dirty shoes down there. Richard has been using my Mets one at night. It's going to be a big deal because I'm going to have to leave it for him on the bed when I leave, and I know it's going to get dirty, and that's going to be a big deal for me, but I got to be nice like that. Share my blankets. Isn't that crazy how crazy I am about weird things? I just like my little things. I don't like when people mess them up. I like sharing, but I don't like when people like make it dirty. And my sister used to always borrow my clothes and always stain them. You know, I'd be like, oh man, why let you borrow my shirt? But anyways. Okay, so yes, I go to New York in 14 days. I'm really excited, except for, like I said, I get a little nervous about, I'm staying at several different hotels. So like each one I go, I hope it's going to work out, But it is good staying at different hotels because, especially like new ones, but especially different ones, because if anyone were to try to, do what they did before, you wouldn't want your entire reservation to be like canceled, you know what I mean? So I don't ever like, I mean, it really, you guys have affected where now I have to be careful with things like that. Like I would have never thought about that before, but now I go, I don't want to just stay at one place because what if they called and they got, you know, and then you lose your whole reservation. So we have to keep me moving just in case of stuff like that. But I am going to try to be extremely careful, and I also don't want to get mad at anyone this time. I don't want to be yelling at anyone or saying anything offensive. Like, I'm really, really going to focus on that. And easy to say when I'm sober, but that's something I'll probably end up drinking at some point in New York. I mean, let's be for real. I hope I won't, but if I'm being realistic, I probably will. So I need to make sure I'm aware that even if I'm drinking, I can't be being offensive or something like that, you know. So it's going to be, there's a couple of stressors about the trip, but overall, I'm excited about it. So, and I have all my reservations for my hotels. Now, 5 of the days are paid for already, but the rest I have to pay as I go. And the only bummer about changing hotels, because I don't actually mind, like it's kind of cool, like I said, to check out a new place, but you never know if it's going to be good or bad. But the other bummer is sometimes you lose time of where you have a room, because some hotels you check out at either 11 or noon is usually the latest, unless you're doing a late checkout, but it's usually 11 or noon. And then most hotels you can't usually check in until like 3 or 4. But some hotels will let you check in early for like no fee. I won't pay, you know, just if they give it for free. But a lot of hotels, if they have availability, they'll let you check in, but some don't. So some say come back at 4, you're like, oh dear. So then from like, I've checked out at hotels at 11 and then the other one says 4 and I go, oh darn it. So from all that time, you can usually drop off your bags. That's, one hotel that wanted to charge per bag, I was like, get out of here. No, hotels don't charge for that. It's ridiculous. They were charging like $5 a bag or something, $5 or $10 a bag. I was like, no. I'm such a cheapskate. But normally it's free for that kind of stuff. But some hotels don't do that if they're very small. Sometimes they don't have room to store people's luggage. Some of them do, and they have luggage everywhere. But and then some of them don't have the availability to let you check in early, you know. So it's just they don't have it because you're like. But fingers crossed it doesn't happen, because I have gone where it's been like just a smooth leave one hotel and the next one's like, sure, we have availability. So we'll see. But little things like that I start to stress about. Those are the things I stress about. It's so funny, like weird little things like checking into my hotels or things like that. But it is going to be more expensive this trip, so that's a little bit of a stressor in the sense of the hotels. So this time of year is more expensive than summer. Like I said, October is even more expensive. So this was the best. November is cheaper than September, but I am probably going in November as well. But September is a little cheaper than October, but it's way more than August and June were. So because it's not good weather there. It's like muggy and gross, you know, it's like humid. Now September is like amazing weather in New York. I'm trying to figure out what I even need to pack. Richard's sweetheart, he got me a couple of things. So he was going to have it be a surprise, but he ended up showing me because I guess people were squawking about it on the channel. He wanted to show me what he posted. But one of my little leopard dresses arrived. And these little panties. And then he got me these shoes. So I'm really excited because I think I'm going to wear, so I have these, I figure out my outfits. So I like, there's little things like that get me excited for the trip, because you guys see at home, for some reason, I don't know. I don't dress up unless I'm going to work. I don't know. I'm not a very, I like being comfortable, especially at home, and especially if I'm doing things like cleaning or cooking or anything like that. I don't want to ever dirty my clothes because I'm so OCD, so I wear like pajamas all the time. But when I go to New York, I always try to have something semi-nice for the airport. But this is going to be my loungiest outfit, I think, yeah, because I got these like kind of loungy pants. Oh, I'll show you guys. Oh, Jesus. I'll show you guys it. I'm pretty happy with them. I don't know if they're going to be too loungy, but I like them. I think they're going to be comfy. Well, I know they're going to be comfy every time. So they're just like pants like these with like, you know, the small bottom, you know, like where it comes down at so it kind of poof out, kind of almost like MC Hammer kind of sweatpants. But they're by Rip Curl, which is kind of like, so they're actually very thin, which is like perfect for right now in New York because it's not going to be super cold, but it's not going to be super hot. So this is just a great thing, but I'm going to wear this with, I don't even know yet. I'm still figuring out my outfit. But that might be too loungy for the airport. I always try to look nice at the airports. Most people wear like their sweatpants. I always try to look nice, but I feel like that would be nice. Because sometimes when you're wearing like jeans or something the whole time in a plane, it's like uncomfortable. You know, so I'm going to do it different this time. But anyway, so I started planning that, and then Richard got me some new shoes. They're like brown, like with a heel thing. So that's what I'm going to wear. I'm not going to wear not bringing my tennis shoes. Those have gotten filthy, and the little little emblems came off. But so now I'm back to like the heels in New York, which I'm excited about. But I didn't want to wear my other leopard ones. Those things are too tall, and I have a leopard jacket. That's just a bad combo. So, anyways, so the things I started thinking about before New York is just like, here I can give a crap, but everything, pretty much, all of my clothes are either for New York or for work. I mean, I don't really used to wear enough. I mean, if me and Richard were to go somewhere nice, I would dress up. But we just go to the grocery store, get weed or something. Which I'm not really someone that loves to get dressed up. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a rare thing. It's fun once in a while, when I go to New York. But even in New York, you guys see me. So once I get to New York, I'm back in the sweatpants or I'm gonna be living in those black things, I'm sure. Those black pants. But last time I was like living in these shorts, which are ridiculous to wear in New York City. But I couldn't take them off. They were just too comfortable. It looks stupid too. I didn't care. I used to care more there, but the more I go, the more I'm like, I'm still me again. I'm like, go there, try to look nice and look nice when I work, but then I'm back to pajamas the rest of the time. When we lived there, during the cold time, you almost always wear like the same thing there because you get you wear your jeans and you wear some sort of warm thing under a big jacket, so in a beanie. I mean, so it's like, and your boots. So you get used to be in New York, like even though it's a very fashionable place, like people often are wearing the same clothes over and over. Just primarily, especially when it's cold, because most people have, only so many scarves, only so many beanies, only so many jackets, unless you're very wealthy. But even I know a lot of wealthy clients that they just, still have like their 1 or 2 jackets that they've been wearing for years, because that's just kind of how New York is. But I'm excited for it to be a little bit cooler. It was pretty hot last time I was there on some days. Some days were nice, but some days were pretty humid. It's not the best when it's humid there. So, but anyways, everything's going really well here. Gloria's up and about, so she's feeling good. Annette was up a lot of the night because she's had caffeine here and there, and so she's resting now, but she was up most of the night. But she was having a good time. We're kind of letting her have caffeine once in a while because we realized if she never had, we had to take it away at first because she was doing it so much and it was not very good for her, and she never sleeps if she does it daily. But once it was gone forever, we know she was just so kind of moody and kind of melancholy. So now, every once in a while, she gets her... Sorry, my nose is itching. My nose is itching. She gets her coffee or tea or whatever it is, and then she's like really happy that day, just laughing, and then she stays up all night, but then she sleeps the next day. So we're like letting her have it occasionally, just kind of like, it's good to see her kind of like alive, but you do see all of her like symptoms come out. Like when she doesn't have caffeine, she doesn't really talk to herself, but as soon as she has caffeine, she's just like off to the races talking to herself. So it definitely plays a factor for her with her condition, with her schizoaffective disorder. I don't know if it's everyone, but definitely with Annette. I mean, you can see it so much. Like, I even know, like, if I didn't even know Rich got it, I'll just be like, did you get caffeine today? He's like, yeah, because you can just, it's just day and night with her. But it is kind of nice to have her kind of alive again, because she was a little bit so, like, melancholy and so, like, never, like, talking really, like, out loud anymore, where we kind of missed it, because she's kind of like a radio you just always played, like, talking. Yeah, and it was weird with her never talking, so Yeah, like it was like she really, it's just kind of her. So it almost felt like if you take away all the caffeine, she's kind of just like everybody else. You know what I mean? And I don't think we need her to be like everybody else. She's herself. But too much caffeine and she, you know, it's too much for her. So she's resting. She kind of monitors herself too because she can tell now that it's the caffeine too, because some days we'll ask her and she doesn't want it. So I think she's very aware what the caffeine does to her now, where in the past she didn't know because she was drinking so much Diet Coke with the caffeine and so much coffee every day that she didn't really realize that was affecting her. Now she knows, like she knows. Like one day she even wanted a Red Bull and then the next day she didn't want a Red Bull again. You know, she was like she can tell the difference now. So, and Annette is very smart and she wants to be healthy, so she doesn't want to be like off to the races, you know, in her own, you know, just kind of crazy again. So but I think she does like a little bit of, you know, maybe hearing her voices. I don't know. It seems like they're kind of her friends. In the past, she was so angry with her voices. She's not anymore. She's kind of like laughing and talking to everybody. So, we're just kind of, everyone thought we were being so cruel, and we probably were being meaner than we needed to be, but there were a lot of things that did have to occur, that it was difficult because it was taking away from two very strong-willed people that didn't really realize that they were hurting themselves. So like with Annette, with the meth and the caffeine in the beginning, and then Gloria with the gambling. But now it's like Annette doesn't want meth, and she barely wants caffeine, and then Gloria don't even feel like gambling ever, so she likes to go dancing now. But things are just very different, you know. And like we can give Annette money now and everything, it's just different. So, but we do appreciate that the channel kind of brought some awareness of that we were being too mean. You know what I mean? But there was some level, we took it too far, but there was a level of like strictness that needed to occur in this house because it was like a madhouse, you know, and there was no structure and everyone just wanted to do whatever they wanted that was basically killing them. And yeah, I could have just let them all watch them die, but if you love someone, you're not usually going to let that happen. So I was the one, I didn't even want to be the one to like step up. Oh my God, Richard is like the most famous guy at the dispensaries. They love him at all of the ones we go to. Because remember he got the free TV at the one? Now they gave him like, how much was it? 4 grams? 8 grams. 8 grams of concentrate for free. The max. Which, that's a lot with concentrate. I don't know if you guys know, like concentrate, like that's a lot. So like we have to do it in 2 days. He couldn't even get it all in one day, but for free. So, I mean, he probably had to purchase something and then they take half off or something like that. I forget how they did it, but I don't think you can just go in there and they give it to him, but it was, you know, you buy something and they give you that with it. But, so we got like half our weed for free. And then we still have like 4 grams left. He said he won a raffle. But there's no way, we were thinking about this is what they always say, because I won one too, supposedly. So far, we have won like 4 raffles with weed. But we're huge buyers with weed. There's no way they're giving it to some random that just, you know, bought the ticket one time. Of course they're going to give it to like their biggest customers, right? Because like, oh really, we randomly won like 4 times now. I won like all this weed back in like 2016 when I had a medical card. They said, that time actually they told me, I wasn't a raffle, that's right. They told me I was their favorite customer, that's right. And then Richard won a raffle supposedly and won that TV that's in Annette's room from the dispensary. And then he won something else from them another time too. I forget now. I think it was weed. And then now he won supposedly a raffle from another dispensary. So we'll take it. He was so proud of himself. I was proud of him too. That's good. That's good. That's a lot of savings. Like 8 grams of concentrate. Because we've been doing a lot more concentrate than flour. So that's like a lot. And he had a huge discount, so he came out all smiles yesterday when we got weed. So we're actually sitting really pretty with weed, and we got this purple haze is the flower we got, which I really like. I think it's very high indica, which I like, but it also sometimes makes me a little too mellow. But sativa, you guys see me, I'm like, sativa, I look like people that are like on caffeine or other drugs because I'm just like, Sativa does not make me the nicest. Like, I get grumpy on sativa. I'm always telling Rich, don't get sativa. I can sometimes do it, but I usually like a hybrid and primarily indica. And like a indica, a strong hybrid if I'm going hybrid. But that's the big issue when I go to New York. Excuse me. I was up at like 3 a.m. I'm like already like training myself, and not meaning to, but like I do this where I start waking up like New York time. Because normally I'm up around, well, I guess I'm often up at that time here. But I think I'm still New York time when I start waking up at 3 a.m. Maybe that's why I wake up at that time here often. But when I don't feel good, I sleep in, like normal people. Like normal people. But when I feel good, I'm like, so this morning I was like first up at like 2. And then I was like, fine, I'll sleep for a little longer. And then by 3, I was like, nah, I just can't. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not gonna sleep another week. So I get up and I start doing whatever, laundry and chores and stuff. And then I brush my hair and go back out there. Might have a shower again. It's pretty hot out there. Richard didn't want to get up till later, so it's very difficult for me in the morning because everyone's sleeping and I try to not make noise, but sometimes I just can't stay in bed any longer. But then this week I've been like the one sleeping the most, but then once I'm like done sleeping, I'm just like, I just can't anymore. Like there comes a point where I'm done being in bed. So I'm definitely feeling better today. Because I was just like, nah, I just can't. But now I'm feeling a little sleepy because I actually was up a lot of the night too, I think. Because we went to bed really early. We were watching the Mets game. Total flop. And then it was a bad game. A lot of things went south. People getting injured left and right on our team is not good. We almost lost our second catcher. We have 3, but the third one's not any good. Sanger. So it was like, oh no. But I played in the Walgreens team. Have you guys seen their W? It looks like the Walgreens. Or am I crazy? I think it looks like the Walgreens thing. I have to put them next to each other. Maybe I'm nuts, but... did you know in New York it's called Dwan Reed?
Oh, explain to them that they play baseball every day.
Oh, the Mets play like almost every day. They usually play for like 3 to 4 games, and then they'll maybe take a break, and then they'll play, because they play teams, that it's usually the 3 to 4 game series. So those are like every day, and then they maybe take 1 day off, and then they'll play another 3 to 4 games, and then they maybe take 1 day off. And they don't even always take a day off. Sometimes it's like back to back. They play like tons of games a year. I mean, when their season is going, I didn't know. I knew as a kid that they were watching baseball a lot, but it didn't dawn on me that it was like, like an everyday thing. You know what I mean? Because most sports, not near that much. Baseball, they play a lot. I can't even tell you the number of games they play a year because I don't know those numbers, but I'm sure some baseball fans do. But I know, like, Alonso had played, like, 205 games before he took a break. Like, he was, like, one of their guys that played, like, the longest, but it's, like 205 games in a row this year or something before, like, he finally missed a game or something like that. It was just, like, something like that. They play a lot. But anyways, I love baseball now. It's just become, like, but I still am, like, I'm not gonna stop my life for sports. So I'm just one of those, like, if I'm watching the game, I'm, like, fully into it. But I'm just not one of those insane people that's like, let's stop the whole world for a game. And for a second we were when we had nothing else going on, but now we just have a lot of things. So we try to catch the games when we can. But, like, in New York, I often don't have time to watch the Mets. And I like watching it with Rich. But we do really enjoy when we watch, so we get really into it when we're watching a game. But and I do like watching all of them, but I just don't have the time these days. But it has become a real passion for me and Rich of watching the Mets. We really enjoy it. And we like betting, just small bets, just to make it kind of fun. I mean, I don't need the betting, but Richard really enjoys betting, so for him it makes it more fun. And it's always a little fun to kind of predict, and even if you get it wrong, to try to get it right, That's more for me. I could really care about the money because it's you're not winning that much when you're betting $5, even on a, like, big parlay, unless it's like a huge parlay. which those you rarely get, you know. But like on a 4 parlay, you're not. I mean, you're doing all right, but I mean, we put like $5, so. But it is always nice when we do win because then it does pay for several days of betting, you know, if you do win. So that's why we don't have to win every day. We just have to win once in a while, and then it pays for our little thing. And we usually don't bet if we like we won't bet if like the funds are getting low and we don't have, because like in online betting they keep your winnings, and so you can keep betting. But if that goes to 0, then we wait until like something big happens, like I go to New York or something. I mean, we don't bet if we don't have like a lot of money. Doesn't make sense. But like right now we still have funds in our little online thing, because that means like we've won more than we lost, you know. Kind of thing, like it keeps your little winnings in there. That's kind of a nice way to do with the online. I don't like online that much, but some things are nice with like, now you kind of know, like you can know, oh wait, I spent all my winnings, you know, where most people don't really keep tabs that much. They kind of forget about their losses, you know, only remember their winnings. I'm not a big gambler. Richard isn't really either. This is just purely for a little fun hobby for us. But Gloria's family, we're big gamblers. But I think she's kind of over it too. I think she kind of felt a little bit punked by the casinos, you know, of like, she kept thinking she's going to win this huge jackpot, but you know, that's unlikely. And you know what? Most of those jackpots don't pay out all at once. Did you know that? Like most of them pay out on a like yearly basis or something like that, or some kind of term. So it's not even like, you're not even getting that full sum right then. And most people don't know that. Like, and it says that, and you can't be like, oh, I didn't know it. Like, it says it somewhere on this machine, and there's all these rules that you're required to know if you're playing the machine. Like, it's not like, oh, you can't say, oh, I didn't know. So there's a lot of things like that. Like, especially those ones that are like the mega bucks or things like that. I think those don't, they're just like how the lottery doesn't pay out in one lump sum. Gloria keeps saying it's going to be like, she's going to give her like, you know, $65 million all at once. No. Anyways, I have a lot of clients that are accountants, a lot of them. And so I hear about all these things. I could be wrong with some of the things I hear, but these are the things I hear like directly from accountants about like laws that I didn't know, or accountants and lawyers. I have a lot of accountants, lawyers, and doctors. They ask me all the time about advice with the doctors, actually, which I appreciate, because they know that I kind of get the fitness thing. And I was, you know, asking about my keto diet and stuff, but recently I haven't been. I do tell my clients, though, I'm like so honest. I'm always like, yeah, you know, I've been drinking here in New York, because normally, you know, I'm more fit, and we'll talk about those things. Because some of these clients I've been seeing for years, they see my body change. But I'm always like, when in Rome, is I'll call my New York. But I really want to stop that kind of attitude of that, because I don't think it's ever good to excuse bad behavior in the sense of like something destructive to yourself. Like, I would consider bad behavior something that you know is harmful to you, like drinking, or, you know, or eating really bad food, or, you know, or if you have a certain drug addiction or something, or a certain addiction that's really plaguing you, food addiction or something. Like, I think, I just lost my train of thought, but what I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say, but I'm gonna change it to what I'm gonna say now, is, I think, like, being honest about it, and but then being aware. I remember what I was gonna. Being aware, like, it's hard. Okay, you know how they say like ignorance is bliss. Like, it's really hard once you already know something's bad for you to like keep doing it over and over. And when you do, each time you're gonna be like mad at yourself, because like you already know you shouldn't do that. And that's how I feel with the alcohol. And so I know that I'm gonna get tired of like kind of like this up and down of like getting mad at myself or whatever. But I don't know. I'm hoping this is my last trip I drink, and maybe I don't. I still have 14 days that each day I get stronger in my sobriety. But like I said, it's harder when you get to New York. I know the thing says 12, but it's wrong unless he changed it. Yeah, I think it still says 12. But it's 14 days, and it's 9 days already. So I'll be like a good 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks sober when I leave. So I mean, but that was the same as last time too, so that's not like, but it does feel good at 3 weeks. So, and if, you know what, if you are working on your sobriety, just be thankful for each day that you are sober. Like, try not to get too hung up on the numbers, because it can be depressing if you go, oh, I've been to this number before, like I've been to 9 how many times. But each time you get there, it still feels very good. You know, like very, like you accomplished something. And it's funny because it's something that, like, for years I was sober. You know what I mean? And so it was like not that big of an accomplishment. Like hey, I've been sober however many years, 3 years, whatever. Like, I thought it was proud of it, but it, you know, it was like almost like easy at that point. But when you're like back day 9, how you feel is like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Because those first, especially the first week, but especially the first 3 days, are extremely difficult, and you're literally physically addicted, you know, to if certain things, like with alcohol, depending on your addiction, some of them are physically addictive. So I always feel really proud, like, and people are kind of like, oh, you're doing this, yin yang, and you know, the up and the down, and the roller coaster, and the, you know, Groundhog Day kind of thing. But it's like, yeah, but it's kind of making me be more real, you know what I mean? Because I was kind of like out of touch when I was just like, oh, I've been sober forever. You know, I have my fitness down. I would never eat sugar, you heathens. You know, like whatever my little attitude was. And now I'm like, oh yeah, it's actually very difficult. And also, like, do I want to like forever be that way? Where I was like, oh, I will never eat sugar or consume anything other than water for the rest of my life. I don't know if, for one thing, if even that's possible. You really can never have any sort of sugar. Because people keep telling us you got to do like carb loads, you know, as well. But basically, that's me going to New York, it seems like. Because I don't even eat that much food. It's the alcohol. But the alcohol is so much sugar, so I go from like no sugar to like lots of sugar. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not like laughing like it's, you know, a great thing. I'm just kind of like trying to just embrace that, like, I'm also not a horrible person, you know, that I'm struggling with alcohol, you know. I mean, a lot of people do, and if I do end up drinking in New York, it's not like the end of the world, but it's also, you know, not the most beneficial thing for me either. So I'm kind of just trying to, I don't know, be good to myself both ways, not be too hard. Because a lot of what causes us to do addiction is like anger. Like, we like get mad at ourselves for failing, for not being sober. So then it makes it worse. Like, it's like if we just go, oh, it's not a big deal, we'll, you know, bounce back or start over. But it's like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, and then you continue to do the negative behavior. So I feel like the more like I felt that like Richard like didn't want me to drink, then a little bit of me was like wanting to drink, where now he's like, sure, do it if you want to. Then it's almost like, I don't know if like there's things like that where it's like when you feel like if you can either get mad at another person because maybe it's their fault, or something like that, like where now I'm kind of just like making the decisions myself. So all I can really get mad at is myself, but then still I shouldn't be mad at myself. You know what I mean? I should just like work through it and make my decisions and stick with my decisions whichever way I go. That's my decision, not like hate on myself for whatever decision I make. But, you know, of course, being healthy is always a better decision. But if you do make an unhealthy decision, you know, life goes on, you know, hopefully you don't die from that one decision. But if you do that, is your time to go, which is a terribly like morbid thing to say. But I mean, it's like, that's why I don't fear death. That's not a fear of mine, because I believe that we go when we're supposed to go, and, you know, and we don't know when that time is. Luckily, you know, that would be unfortunate to know that. And even if people are given like a time, if they have cancer or something, that can be wrong. So we don't fully know our time. So that's a good thing. But it's not a fear of mine, because I can try to be as healthy as I can, but I don't fear that if I have one drink, I'm going to die. But, you know, it could happen, you know. And so, and especially anything could happen, but it's not the way I live my life. I don't like, oh gosh. But I feel like that's just kind of living in fear. And as the Jedi say, as Yoda says, fear is a path to the dark side. Because fear is not necessary. You don't really need to fear. Because fearing doesn't help. Does that make sense? You go, oh, I make sure. Well, you don't make sure of things anyways, but fear is not a necessary